Hi, and welcome to WIZ-KIDS chess video lesson number 2, the essential strategies in chess. In this video, we're going to teach you the essential strategies that you need to use each and every move. These are going to be ways that you can find strong moves on the board that even masters play, as we'll show you. The first main principle is to develop all your pieces. White's whole army here, as you can see, is just sitting on the back rank. None of the pieces are really doing much of anything at the beginning. They have to get developed in order to become strong, to become active. So what you want to do is get them off the back rank. We can also say that the pieces on the back rank are bench warmers. They're just sitting on the bench waiting for the coach to put them in the game. You can't score many points from the bench, right? And so you are the coach that needs to put them in the game. So let's play through an opening and we'll see these opening principles in practice. We could start out with White developing a knight. This knight gets active into the game, and another move might be for White to push a pawn forward, and that's going to allow the bishop to get out. Now we can develop our bishop. Suddenly you see that these pieces are actually doing something. They're attacking places, they're actually active and guarding more squares. The second principle that you want to try to do each and every move, while we're developing pieces, we also want to attack the center. These 4 squares in the middle are the most important squares on the board. If you can control the center, you can dominate the entire board. Because you see, from the center, you can attack your opponent, and you can defend your position here. The center is like the high ground in chess. So it's kind of like a game of king of the hill. Whoever controls the hill, whoever becomes king of the hill, is going to win the game. You can think of it like that. Now, each move we make in this opening process, we want to do both those things. We want to develop our pieces and aim them towards attacking the center. So, moves like d4, pawn to d4, this attacks the center, and it also helps get our bishop out. So it's a great move. Black might reply with the same d5, doing the same, attacking the center, getting his bishop out. Doing both things, that means these are strong moves. White's next move might be to get the knight out. You want to get the knights out before bishops. Usually, not always, but usually, okay? So the knight comes out to f3, and from here it's attacking the center, and we're getting a piece developed. Doing both those things. And this is exactly what grandmasters play here a lot of the time. So just by following these 2 things, you guys, even if you're new to chess, can start off by playing master moves. Okay, Black might develop his knight here to c6, develops a knight, attacks the center, puts some pressure on this pawn, which is good. Now White wants to keep developing. Let's say he gets his other knight out. He goes knight c3, and this one attacks the center, develops a piece. Black plays knight to f6. This is very common to have all the knights develop to these squares. Notice it's better than developing out to here, because although you're developing a piece, you're not really attacking the center, and from here the knight only has 2 squares except the retreating square that he can go to. Not a very strong knight. So you might as well develop him towards the center. Okay, White's next move might be to get the bishop out, since he's got an open diagonal. Bishop to f4 is a good one. It attacks over here to the c7 square. Black might develop this guy, and he needs a way to get out, so he might play this move, g6. That's going to allow the bishop to come here. This is a very strong square. White needs to get this guy out, so a good move is to play e3, and this makes a pawn chain there, and it opens up the bishop to now he can actually get developed. Did it also do the second thing of attacking the center? Yep. This pawn chain here, this pawn defends that one, this pawn defends that one, so it definitely attacks the center, gives White a very solid grasp on the center. So it's doing both things. Now, Black should probably continue with getting his bishop out. He goes bishop to g7, which develops a piece, and it attacks the center. Even though this knight's in the way, it still puts pressure on it because eventually the knight will probably move, and then he'll be attacking the center. Okay, White's next developing move is probably to play bishop He doesn't want to put it here where it can be attacked. He could put it on b5. He could also put it on d3. This is good because you're developing a piece and you're attacking right through the center, putting pressure on this pawn. Okay. Black needs to get his last minor piece out. We've got both knights and one bishop out. And in the beginning, you really want to get the knights out first, then the bishops. The rooks will come later, which we're about to show you, and really just move a couple of pawns. If you waste a lot of time with moving rook pawns, like a lot of beginners do, they try to get the rooks out this way, moving the rook up. It's not a good idea because, as you can see, this bishop would just be able to capture that. You guys will probably be able to use that against your opponents if they haven't watched these videos. Okay, so black gets his bishop out. Let's say he goes to g4. This is a good move. We get the bishop off the back rank, and it sort of attacks into the knight and even through the knight into the queen. So this is a good move. And now it's time to get the kings castled. And this is how the rooks are going to come out. So why not castle kingside? King moves 2 spaces over, rook hops over. King is now safe behind the castle wall, and the rook is ready to come into the game. That brings us to our third principle in chess, which is to castle early. It's also to say king safety, because you always have to watch out to keep your king safe. If you let your king get attacked, you might just get checkmated and it's game over. So those are the 3 principles in chess: to develop all our pieces, attack the center with them, and get our king castled over to safety early. Okay, continuing, when black castles, now I want to show you how the rooks come into the game. The rooks will probably come in like this. Rook to e1. Now he's attacking the center. White's next move will probably be something like queen to e2 and rook a to d1. Now both rooks are attacking the center, and from this point you've got a great position. You're ready to launch your pawns forward and attack black's position and really open up a good game that you might be able to attack black's king. So that's typically how games go. And just remember, follow those, check each move that you make, see that it's developing pieces, that we're not leaving any pieces on the back rank doing nothing, and that we're getting those pieces towards attacking the center. And once you get your king castled over to safety, you'll be in a good position to have a strong game. Thank you for watching.